Imagine waking up tomorrow, looking out your window, and seeing a unicorn standing in your backyard. Not a horse in a party hat, a real one. White coat, golden horn, the whole package. And once the shock wears off, you realize something incredible. It's the only unicorn on Earth. Most people would keep it as a pet. Some would post it on Instagram. But if you saw our last video, you already know the real question. Can this become a business? Because owning something unique isn't automatically valuable. You only make money if someone else is willing to pay for it. So today, we're building the world's first unicorn company. And by the end of this video, we'll answer one simple question. Was owning a unicorn actually a good business? Step 1. You just accidentally built a monopoly. The first question is deceptively simple. How much is your unicorn worth? Normally that's easy. You compare a house to other houses, a Ferrari to other Ferraris, a company to similar companies. But what do you compare a unicorn to? There isn't another one. Nobody has ever sold one. There's no unicorn stock exchange, no blue book for mythical creatures, which means the market has no idea what it's worth. Economists call this price discovery, the process of figuring out what people will actually pay. And it starts the moment the news breaks. Your phone explodes. Scientists want to study it. Governments want to protect it. Hollywood wants it in a movie. One bidder offers $10 million. Another offers 50. Someone casually says 200 million. Not because they know what it's worth, because nobody does. And that's exactly what makes it valuable. The unicorn isn't expensive because it's magical. It's expensive because it's scarce. Scarcity means there isn't enough of something to go around. It's why rare paintings sell for hundreds of millions, and why limited edition sneakers vanish in seconds. You didn't just find a unicorn, you accidentally built a monopoly. Step 2. Don't sell the unicorn. Selling the unicorn today would make you rich. Keeping it could make you richer. A $200 million offer is a one-time payment, but the unicorn could earn money every single day. That's when it clicks. You don't own an animal, you own an attraction. So you open Unicorn World. Tickets $50. Within a week, every hotel in town is booked, restaurants are packed, and the mayor calls to thank you for the local economy. Then the phone rings again. A luxury hotel wants it for a grand opening. A royal family wants it to lead a parade. Hollywood wants it for a movie. That's revenue. Every dollar coming in before expenses. And it comes with a rare superpower. Pricing power. Normally, businesses compete by lowering prices. Hotels, airlines, restaurants undercut each other, and customers just go elsewhere. But who exactly do people compare you to? Another unicorn park? There isn't one. So you stop asking, what price will customers accept? And start asking, how much excitement does one unicorn create? Turns out, a lot. You raise tickets to 80, still sold out, to 120. People keep coming. Not because it's cheap, because it's unique. When customers stop asking, why is it so expensive, and start asking, can I still get tickets? You've built something valuable. Step 3. You're not actually selling a unicorn. A few months in, your marketing director walks in and says something that changes everything. I don't think people are paying to see the unicorn. You blink. That's literally why they're here. No, they're paying for what it represents. And he's right. The unicorn isn't just an animal anymore. It's wonder, childhood, magic, exclusivity. People don't leave with photos, they leave with stories. You've accidentally built something more valuable than an attraction. You've built a brand. A brand isn't a logo or a color. It's what people feel when they hear your name. Apple, Ferrari, Rolex, Disney. Nobody's just buying the product. They're buying status, identity, emotion. Now your unicorn is exactly that. Families don't say, we're going to see a horse with a horn. They say, we're going to see the unicorn. That one little word, the, is worth millions. And the stronger the brand, the less anyone cares about price. You launch VIP tickets, sold out. Private tours, sold out. Breakfast with the unicorn, booked 6 months out. People stopped buying access. They're buying exclusivity. which is exactly why luxury brands earn the margins they do. Step 4. The unicorn stops being the product. One morning, your accountant bursts in. We made more from t-shirts yesterday than from the unicorn tickets. You check the report: plush toys, storybooks, mugs, backpacks, pajamas, keychains. The gift shop is printing money. Then Hollywood calls. A streaming service wants a series. A studio wants a game. A toy maker wants worldwide licensing. And you realize the unicorn isn't your business anymore. It's your mascot. The real business is everything built around it. This is intellectual property. IP simply means owning an idea other people want to use. Mickey Mouse, Harry Potter, Pokemon, Mario, worth billions. Not because they physically exist, but because people love them. Now your unicorn joins that list. And here's the beautiful part. Every time another company sells a unicorn toy, they pay you. That's a royalty. You didn't make it. You didn't sell it. You just owned the idea. Your unicorn is now making money while it sleeps in a field. Every investor's favorite phrase: passive income. The business grows without the unicorn working a single extra hour. Millions buy the books. Millions play the game. Most never see the real thing. That's scalability. Growing without your costs growing at the same speed. Software knows it. Streaming knows it. Luxury knows it. Apparently, so do unicorns. Step 5. Reality shows up with a bill. Everything's perfect, which usually means something expensive is about to happen. The first invoice arrives. Your unicorn refuses normal grass. It only eats moon lilies, which bloom 3 nights a year on a mountain in Iceland. Someone now has the world's strangest procurement job. Then housing. Open fields, crystal clear lakes, and complete silence after sunset. Then the vet, of whom there are none, so every checkup is basically scientific research. Insurance is worse. They ask what the replacement value of the world's only unicorn is. You say you have no idea. They say neither do they. Your premium doubles, triples. Then they stop answering your emails. And once the world knows where it lives, everyone wants it. So now you're paying for cameras, guards, drones, and a very serious fence. At this point, you draw 2 columns on the whiteboard. Fixed costs, salaries, insurance, security, maintenance. They show up whether 1 visitor comes or 1,000,000. Variable costs, food, transport, cleaning, merchandise. They rise as you grow, and neither is bad. Every company has both. The goal was never to eliminate costs. It's to make revenue grow faster than expenses. And so far, you're winning. Until one headline changes everything. Scientists successfully cloned the world's first unicorn. Step 6, the worst possible news. You knew this day might come. You just hoped it wouldn't come so soon. Scientists have cloned your unicorn. At first, you're calm. You still own the original. Then another lab announces one. Then another. Within 2 years, 50. Then hundreds. And the one thing that made your business special isn't special anymore. Remember the first lesson? Scarcity creates value. The opposite is also true. When supply increases, scarcity disappears, and price usually follows. This is supply and demand. Sell bottled water in a desert and you can charge almost anything. Open 10 supermarkets next to each other, and that same bottle is suddenly worth very little. Nothing about the water changed, only how easy it became to get. Same story for unicorns. Families who once waited 6 months now have 5 parks to choose from. Studios rent whichever's cheapest. Birthday parties advertise real unicorn included. Your monopoly is over. Your first instinct is to cut prices. Your CFO stops you. If we become the cheapest unicorn park, we also become the least special. Picture Ferrari announcing 60% off. They'd sell more cars and destroy the exact thing people were paying for. So instead of getting cheaper, you do something smarter. Step 7. You stop selling unicorns. You start selling the one thing your competitors can't copy. Your story. They may have unicorns. You have the unicorn, the original. The one that made every newspaper, inspired the movies, and got drawn in every classroom. Your ads change from "come see a unicorn" to "meet the original." Small change. Economically, enormous. This is a competitive advantage. The thing that makes customers choose you even when rivals offer something similar. Sometimes it's lower cost. Sometimes better technology. In your case, it's authenticity. People don't fly to Paris because it's cheap. They fly because it's Paris. Reproductions of the Mona Lisa are everywhere. People still line up for the original because it's the original. So you stop selling access to an animal and start selling experiences. Sunrise tours. Dinner under the stars with the original. Festivals. Collector events. Customers aren't paying to see a unicorn anymore. They're paying for memories. Anyone can clone a unicorn. Nobody can clone your history, your reputation, your nostalgia. And the more competitors show up, the more valuable that history becomes. You've gone from owning the only unicorn to owning the most famous one, which in a lot of industries is even better. At the next shareholder meeting, everyone expected profits to collapse. Instead, the business keeps growing because it no longer depends on unicorns. It depends on a brand. Toys sell. Movies earn. Licensing continues. The series gets renewed. The park stays booked. You've diversified. If tourism slows, merchandise carries you. If merchandise slows, licensing does. Diversification doesn't remove risk, it makes you resilient. And investors love resilient businesses because predictable cash flow is worth a lot. Final step. So, was it actually worth it? Let's look at the numbers. Ticket sales, VIP experiences, brand partnerships, movie licensing, streaming royalties, books, games, merchandise, theme parks. Together, roughly $100 million in annual revenue. Now subtract the costs. Food, housing, vets, security, salaries, marketing, insurance, taxes, and the usual surprises magical creatures attract. About $55 million. That leaves an operating profit of around $45 million a year. Not bad for one horse with a horn. But here's the interesting part. If you saw our dragon episode, you'll remember how it ended. It barely broke even. And one bad day put the whole thing underwater. The unicorn tells the opposite story. The dragon's problem was never revenue, it was uncertainty. Will it behave? Will it burn down the arena? Will insurance cover us next year? Economists call that risk. And unexpected risk is expensive. Every surprise raises your insurance, your security, and the returns investors demand. The unicorn doesn't create uncertainty, it creates demand. Families plan vacations around it, studios fight over it. Children grow up dreaming about it, and the more famous it gets, the more valuable the business. Not because it works harder, but because the brand gets stronger. There's one more difference. The dragon cost $250 million just to buy. The unicorn showed up in your backyard for free. One was a risky, depreciating animal. The other became an appreciating brand. That's a business investors understand, predictable. And in finance, predictability has value. So we were never really comparing two animals. We were comparing two business models. One built on managing risk, the other on creating desire. Disney, Apple, Ferrari, Hermes, Lego, none of them own unicorns, but all of them know the same thing. People don't just buy products. They buy stories, identity, status, and emotion. The unicorn happened to be all four. The unicorn stacked the strongest forces in economics: scarcity, brand, intellectual property, pricing power, and predictable cash flow. And that's why, between the dragon and the unicorn, I'd take the unicorn every single time. If you enjoyed this completely reasonable financial analysis of unicorn ownership, hit the like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments. Which mythical creature should we analyze next? A phoenix? A griffin? Or maybe the economics of owning a vampire? See you in the next one.